Welcome everyone back to weekly weather updates, and this evening we'll have a look at the latest on the very stormy weather we're going to be seeing over this weekend. All areas are going to be seeing some very heavy rain, and some areas are going to be seeing some disruptive winds as well. We do have some yellow warnings in force for rain and wind. Mainly, the wind issues will be along the coast, but even inland we may still see some strong gusts. So do remember, if you enjoyed my videos, make sure you like and subscribe, and do remember to follow on Twitter as well, the link's in the description. So do have a look at the live radar. You can see generally England and Wales showers have cleared this afternoon. We have seen some heavy showers and some still remain in the far southeast and near Kent, but generally things are turning drier. For the northwards and westwards, a lot of showers packing in, low pressure is taking control. That's going to be continuing over the next 24 hours, and we're going to be seeing a massive deluge of rain head up from the southwest throughout tomorrow evening, potentially giving some disruption in a few places, and there's going to be some very strong winds along in the southeast corner as well. So if we do have a look at the weather warnings, you can see at the moment we do have a yellow warning that is being put in force from 4 p.m. tomorrow until 6 a.m. on Sunday for heavy rain across northeast Scotland. An area of heavy rain moving northwards late Saturday through Sunday morning is likely to bring 40 to 50 millimetres of rain in 12 hours over parts of northeast Scotland and across Orkney, with a small chance of 70 millimetres in the northern area of the warning. It's very likely and lower impact, as of course it does look very like we're going to be seeing this massive amount of rain, but just doesn't look as impactful as we have seen with other things. But still, yellow warning, so still need to keep an eye on it. We have a yellow warning along the south coast and southeastern areas, a little bit through London, all the way up East Anglia as well from 1 p.m. tomorrow and until 10 p.m. tomorrow. Strong winds and heavy rain during Saturday afternoon and evening, leading to some disruption to travel. A spell of strong southerly winds is expected to affect some southern and eastern parts of England during Saturday afternoon into the evening. Gusts are likely to reach 45 to 55 miles per hour inland, with 65 miles per hour gusts along exposed coasts. Heavy rain will be an additional hazard, with much as 30 to 40 millimetres of rain falling in 3 to 6 hours in some parts of the south and the southeast. Once again, high likelihood, low impact, but still could be some disruption. As you can see by Sunday, similar warning across northeastern areas, but there is a yellow warning for wind to put in from midnight Sunday all the way to 3 p.m. again for strong winds. And once again, high likelihood, low impact. 60-70 mile per hour winds could happen. So we do go through the UKMO office run, just having a look at what we could be seeing. As we run through, we see showers are slowly easing across England and Wales this evening, but they are spreading back in through the west, as you saw on the live radar, and then that heavy rain is pushing into the far southwest. An absolute deluge is going to be seen in the far southeast, far southwest into the far southeast, and across many parts of the country, raining pretty much for all of England and Wales tomorrow afternoon, and for much of Scotland as well. And that heavy rain does spread into the northeast eventually before clearing, and we do see more and more showers and then potentially some more heavy rain pushing through in the south through Tuesday. If we do have a look at the wind gusts in miles per hour, you can see generally 30-40 at the moment, 50-60 potentially in northwestern areas. And then through tomorrow, as that heavy rain approaches, we could be seeing 70, maybe 80 mile per hour gusts in the far southeast. Again, mainly across the coast, but further inland, 40-50 mile per hour or even higher is still possible. And then through Sunday, you can see 60, 70 miles per hour potentially across the northeast of Scotland, maybe 80 or 90 miles per hour as this low pressure really spins up out into sea. So it could give some disruptions to some of the Orkney Islands, and some sort of shipping lanes could be seeing 90 plus or even 100 mile per hour gusts as that eventually does clear through. Winds do turn lighter, but still reasonably strong in the south, where we still do have some heavier rain trying to push in. So we do now have a look at the GFS, and we'll have a look at the longer term outlook. You can see generally heavy rain is spreading in from the west, and it's going to be continuing over the next few days. And we continue to see a lot of low pressure influencing. However, we're seeing high pressure build in for the end of this week, which we weren't really seeing yesterday. So very interesting. It's not a warm high, but it's high pressure nonetheless, bringing drier weather. And towards the end of the run, it even starts to bring some cooler air potentially in from the north. So much more anticyclonic than we have been seeing recently. Maybe this is a flip within the models, and we'll have to have a look at the other models and the ensemble to see how it does compare. So if we do have a look at the ECMWF, see how that doesn't compare, of course, to GFS. Generally low pressure over the next few days. And then we do try and build in that ridge. However, the ECMWF keeps low pressure tumbling in off the Atlantic. Maybe a bit dry for the far south and southeast, but generally for northern and west areas, a lot more low pressure with westerly winds and cooler conditions as well. Nothing like the GFS with high pressure building in, so perhaps the GFS was an outlier, but we'll have to see what happens on the ensembles. So we do finally have a look at the GFS ensembles. You can see it is, to be honest, in the longer term, favouring a bit more higher pressure. However, over the next week or so, it is going to be very, very unsettled. See the massive rainfall spikes throughout tomorrow into Sunday, potentially 20, 30 millimetres on a few ensemble members for many areas, and especially in the southeast towards London, and temperatures generally below average, and a lot of precipitation spikes over the coming days. Then as we're towards sort of the 7th, 8th of October, so in about a week's time, we see a rise in temperatures as we do start to pull in southerly winds as high pressure tries to battle with that low pressure out in the Atlantic. And you can see a lot of the ensemble members are going drier, but it doesn't last. We do see a pickup on ensembles members with high precipitation, and you can see some are trending cooler as well. So not guaranteed to turn drier and fine, but it is looking like there is a decent signal for it, and we have to keep an eye on what happens. If we do have a look at the sea level pressure, you can see very low pressure over the next week or so. Pretty much low pressure and control for the whole time. And then until sort of 7th, 8th of October, we do build in higher pressure, getting to around 1,020, 1,025 millibars. Feeling generally pretty decent, and beyond that, remaining still in the higher pressure range, but you can see plenty of ensemble members are dipping back to lower pressure once again, and you can see the operational run is one of those keeping that high pressure signal around, so a little bit of an outlier, but not massively. So we do have a look at Glasgow, see how it does compare to the north, which will give us a good idea of what we could be seeing for the northern half of the country. You can see, again, very low pressure orientation over the next week or so, and then we do build a brief ridge of high pressure. However, you can see a lot more scatter, so a lot more uncertain in the north and west with whether we're seeing high pressure or low pressure. And at this stage, again, it is a bit up in the air, but it isn't looking like an absolute deluge at this stage. Still can change, of course. If we have a look at the HPA temperature and precipitation, you can see a lot of rain over the next week to 10 days. You can even see in the longer term when we could potentially build in high pressure, plenty of the ensemble members are still showing a lot of precipitation. And it is generally looking around average or to below average at times. And we are seeing a brief build of warmer air at one point, but it is accompanied by a lot of rain, of course, with a warm front moving through, a lot of heavy rain. And it does look like we're going to be seeing repeated deluges, especially in the north and west. For the southeast, as we saw by the GFS Operational, and the ensembles could be turning a little bit drier and maybe a little bit warmer. But as you can see with Glasgow, that cooler, wetter conditions is never too far away. And at this stage, I'd highly doubt we're going to be seeing anything too sustained in terms of dry. We could see a couple of days of high pressure, but it does look like the jet stream is really powerful at the moment and will break down any ridge that does temporarily build. So anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Make sure you stay safe this weekend out in the wind and rain we're going to be seeing from pretty much everywhere. And I'll see you again for another video soon.